Hey everybody, welcome back to our continuing trip around the United States. Hope you have enjoyed your time here in Las Vegas. But it's time to go. We are heading out to visit the Grand Canyon. Should be an interesting flight. The weather is clear, and although it's a bit windy, we should get some good views of the Hoover Dam and the canyon as we come into land. So let's jump inside the aircraft and start getting ready to go. As per usual, we got our checklist running. So, parking brake is set. Chocks have been removed, ground power unit is connected, throttles are at idle, engine master switches are off, engine ignition is in normal, batteries are now on. Ground power unit, external power, is on. Adheres are now starting to align. And we'll come down here to the panels, get the lights up. And we'll turn down that one to halfway as I usually do. Let's see, overheads, FO screens, E-cams. A couple clicks on the McDoos, get them bright. Lower pedestal notch on the floods on each side, and the overhead panel. There we go. What else we got now? Landing gear is confirmed, lever down, flaps confirmed up, spoilers confirmed retracted, fuel quantity is good. We'll get the signs. There we go. And cabin crew, you are good to start boarding when you are ready. Want to do one thing here. So we have the iPad in, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to here and type in my information, and we're going to load in our flight plan. There we go. Map's still not quite working. It's put us in London somewhere, probably Gatwick. But you can see we've got our flight plan information in, and we've got the weather up for both locations. We can also come to dispatch, and there's our flight plan. You can scroll through it, although it's a little bit buggy, so I'm not going to do it. But this is our SimBrief flight plan, and it's all there. It's pretty cool. But we'll just leave it on dashboard. And the neat thing is, if you come back to the dashboard, like click over and then come back, it updates the MEDARs if they have been updated. So it's pretty cool information. But we are going to go down here. We'll go to our init page, request our flight plan from the Ops Center. There she is. Kilo Lima Alpha Sierra Las Vegas to Kilo Golf Charlie November, that is the Grand Canyon. Our alternate is Kilo Papa Hotel X-Ray, which is Phoenix. Southwest Flight 5556, cost index 25. We're only going up to 27,000 feet today, not too high. It's a short flight, and I think the airport elevation is 6,000 feet, just over 6,000 feet at the other end. So we're not going to have far to descend either. So we'll go return on that. Now that we have that in, we can come over here to the weather, and it will have our departure and arrival. So we'll just throw that in there, send it off. And while we're waiting for that to come back, we will go back to our initialization and our init B page. So 0 fuel weight, 55.8 with a center of gravity of 26.30. Block fuel today is 4.6, 4.7 you can see up there. So we'll go 4.7. And there's all the flight planning. A trip wind, we've got a pretty good tailwind pushing us today. tailwind of 64 knots for our trip wind. So that's good. Our fuel prediction, we should have 3.8 tons on landing. So we'll actually have a little bit more than that because of the fuel burn difference between the sim and sim briefs calculations. So Las Vegas, our departure today is, actually we're gonna check the weather first, just to make sure. Winds are 310 at 16, gusting 24. We could hear the winds when we were outside. Skies are clear, visibility 10 miles. Temperature is 10 degrees and 3018 on the barrel. We are in inches of mercury. We're over in the US now. And we will set that in the standby as well. 3018. There we go. And you can see the winds over at, oh, there are no winds over at the Grand Canyon. So we're going to landing on 03, I think it is. So we're going to take off 01 left, according to what we were given in the sim brief. So our departure today is 01 left. And we are going out on the Hoover 6. There it is, the Hoover 6 departure. Do we transition anywhere? Should probably, we're going out that way and around DRK? Nah, we're gonna go to PGS. There we go. So that is now inputted, and our approach, there is no arrival. It's going to be straight in on the ILS for runway 03. And 1089 and 1089 is confirmed. That is set. So we'll go over to our performance page now. Transition altitude, North America, 18,000 feet. Thrust reduction altitude, the airport elevation is 2,078. Yeah, that's added 500 feet. So we're gonna go 2,078. We'll go 3,110 and it's already got 3,110 as the acceleration altitude. That's fine. Flex temp today is 64. And flaps are 1 with a trim value of up 0.5. Let's get that correct. Up 0.5. And that gives us our V speeds of 127, 128, and 132. Ah, look at that, 132. So that's all now set in. We'll clear the messages. And that is good to go. So it looks like our adheres are aligned. So we'll get that up and running. And for some reason our passengers haven't been loading in. There they go. So they're now doing their thing. So we'll do the rest of our check across the board here. Crew oxygen will come on. Air is on in the back and is set. And the emergency exit lights are now armed. So we've checked the weather. We've got the ATIS. De-icing's not required. Transponder will be on 2,000. We will set our TCAS for above TARA and The transponder is in standby. And you can see all the aircraft now appearing. So the TCAS will only work with AI aircraft or the live aircraft that it's putting in. It does not work in VATSIM, which is very unfortunate. I wish it did, but it didn't. So you can see the aircraft moving around us. This is a busy airfield. And I've only got the AI traffic set at about 50% for the static stuff, but it is live traffic, so these are all real actual flights. So that is pretty cool. So our departure has minimums, but no... Yeah, we have minimums, but no maximums on the departure, so we're going to set 27,000 feet into the box. We can take a look at our flight. So we're basically going to depart out of here. We climb at runway heading to 2,500 feet, and then we make our turn. To 050, and then we will head to our waypoint of Cowboy, where we've got to be over 10,000 feet, and then PGS, Peach Springs, where we got to be over 13,000 feet, which is fine, and then we head out, and then we're just doing the spin around and in on the approach here for the ILS. We're going to come down and in and intercept, and our intercept altitude today is 8,200 feet. We've got to be at 9,000 for Carms, just back here, and then at Headley, where we should intercept, that is 8,200 feet. So not too bad. We'll put that back to Arc. You can go over to there. And we are set. So we're down here in Vegas. This is the default Vegas scenery.
When you find your seat, please be sure.
We'll jump outside, take a look around. So nothing fancy here. This is all default. Default airport and default city. There's the strip. You can see, what can we see? There's Mandalay Bay. I can see the MGM, Luxor, Sky, what do they call that tower at the other end? Looks like a few others there. There's Spirit Airlines coming in. A few aircraft taxiing around. I don't know what runways they're using, but we were given 01, so that's what we're going to use. He looks like he's doing a fighter jet pass out there. Very interesting. And there's our aircraft for today. So as soon as we're ready to go, I'll come back and we'll carry on.
We're ready to go when you are.
Alright, sounds like all the passengers are on board. We're just finishing loading the bags and the catering. So we'll let the ground guys know we're about ready.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We will be ready shortly.
Okay, I will hold.
So we're going to push when we're ready and go tail to the right. So we're facing left. We've got a little bit of an area we can push out into. Again, we're just waiting for them to finish up outside. So the transponder is set. Put the beacon light on. Emergency lights are armed. FMC setup and departure briefing is done. And we're waiting for the doors to close. Oh, looks like catering is now done. And the final bag should be going on board. Almost there. And the baggage door is closed. APU is on and available. APU bleeds are now on. APU generators are on. And external power is now disconnected. Thrust levers are at idle. Engine areas are clear. Fuel pumps coming on. And let's get ready to go.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Roger. Release the parking brakes, please.
Door is locked.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen,
Parking
and welcome
brake
aboard
is
Flight
released.
Pushing back.
5556.
Jetway is
Service to
out.
Arizona. Our flight time will be roughly 33 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
This is where ATC comes in handy, letting us know what's around us. There we go.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Starting engine 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
I can pretend to have your attention for just a few moments. My ex-husband, my new boyfriend, and their divorced attorney are going to show you the safety features of Boeing 737 series. It's been a long day for me. To properly fasten your seatbelt, slide the flat end of the buckle. To release, lift open the buckle. Position your seatbelt tight and lower across your hips like my grandmother wears her support bra. If you get mad, you want to take your toys to go on, there's 8 ways to get there. 2 forward exit doors, sharp wing window exits, 2 rear exit doors, signs overhead, disco lights, and the floor lead each exit. Everybody gets a door prize in the seat back pocket in front of you, along with 30 diapers, chewing gum, wrappers, banana peels, and all other gifts you leave for us from time to time. It's a safety information card. Take it out, check it out. You'll notice in the highly unlikely event that the captain lands near a hot tub, everybody gets their very own teeny-weeny yellow Southwest bikini.
Pushback complete. Set parking brakes, please.
Parking brake set.
Roger. Okay, the tow bar is disconnected and the equipment is clear. We will see you on the
Good
right
start on
side
engine
of the
1,
pin.
starting engine number 2.
Thanks, and you can disconnect and go to hand signals.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you later.
As you know, it's a no smoking, no whining, no complaining flight. It's a please and thank you, and you are such a good-looking flight attendant flight. Smoking is never allowed on board a Southwestern because smoking in the lavatory, the fine for that's $2,000, and if you want to pay that for your airfare, you should have flown somebody else. If we do make you that nervous in the next hour and a half, you're more than welcome to step outside. We don't discriminate at Southwest. We have a special smoking section just for you. We'll even show you a movie tonight. We have Up in the Air. And the flight flight attendant serving you. Her name is Wendy, and her motto is if you can light it, you can smoke it. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying any smoke detector or webcam in either of our laboratories. Federal aviation regulation for our passenger compliance, provided passenger information signs and posted placards. Basically, just do what we say and nobody gets hurt. And although we could never anticipate a loss in cabin pressure, if we did, we certainly wouldn't be at work tonight. But if needed, for oxygen mask off the compartment overhead. Stop screaming, let go of your neighbor, pull over that plastic tubing is fully extended, place the mask on.
All right, we have a good start. Engine at number 2. Igniters off and APU bleeds off. APU master is off. Probe and window heats are on, altimeters are set, and cross-check. Standby altimeter is set. Radios and avionics are set. Autopilot, 27,000 feet, set. Flight directors on both sides. Auto brake set to max. Flaps are set. Trim set to height 5 up. And we now have flight controls. Full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral. Rowdy bunch in the back there, rowdy bunch. So that's all set. Taxi light is on, and we are clear to taxi. So again, we are taxiing over to 01 left. So we're going to taxi out towards, I guess, Charlie, and then take Delta to Bravo, Bravo across and around a Foxtrot to the runway. So parking brake is released.
Ready to go.
All right, they're ready to go in the back. So we will arm the speed brakes, TO config done. And we'll give them a minute to get themselves set in the back. So we're going to go whiskey to Delta. Got a United coming in from the left. We'll go down this way to Charlie. That way we won't conflict with that 747 or 737. I'll turn right here on Charlie. Bravo. Yeah, we're down to Bravo now. Should get a good view of the strip of the left side windows on takeoff. All right, look at them ready in the back. And cabin is ready. Gyros are working. we're going to cross 01 right and 01 left. Actually, we'll cross 01 right, and then we will take, what is that, Echo? Yeah, Echo down. See, the winds are this way, but they're taking off on that other runway. I'm not sure why. But we will go into the wind. I guess we should be using 01 right, but I'm assuming the general rule is the inner runways are the takeoff runways and the outer runways are the landing runways when they're doubled like this. There's nobody inbound. Turning on Echo. And here we are at 01 left. So before takeoff checklist, parking brakes are set. Flight instruments are checked. Engine instruments are checked. Takeoff data V1 127, VR 128, V2 132, and 132 is displayed on the PDF. Landing lights coming on. Strobe lights coming on, and taxi to takeoff. Pitot heat's already on. DI's not required. Transponder TARA and on alt. Weather radar is on. Predictive wind shear is on, and we are good to line up. Alright, lined up, engines to 40%. Engines are stable. Brakes released, 5 degrees down on the nose. Thrust to flex. Or toga in this case. .100 knots, easing down on the back pressure, keeping her on the center line. V1 and rotate. Slowly bringing her up to 17 degrees. Nose up. Positive rate. 10,000 feet. Landing lights off, taxi lights are off.
10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
So we're climbing up to our cruise of 27,000 feet. There's Lake Mead. I believe that's Lake Mead down below. But we're going to get some great views of the desert. Enjoy the flight. We'll see you on the descent.
Due to the short duration of this flight, we will not be able to offer in-flight service. Please let us know if there's anything we can do to make your flight more enjoyable, and we will try our best to assist you.
Alright, we're now at our cruise. So you might as well get our arrival info. You can see the airport's already coming up on the screen. So let's get down to the system here. So we're going to go to our MCDU and ATSU and menu. Weather request, we'll just blast it off again. Probably hasn't changed since we didn't pass through the hour. We'll wait for the message to pop up. There we go. Message is received. There's the new MEDAR, and we will print it off. Going to be making our turn shortly at Cowboy towards PGS. There she is. I'll grab that, throw it up there. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're in our turn. So the weather, 0 at 0, 10 miles visibility, skies are clear. It's 2 degrees and 3011. So I'm just going to go 3011 on the standby, and we can enter in our information. So 3011 on the altimeter. Actually, it's 30.11. Temperature will be 2 degrees, and winds are 0 at 0. And transition altitude is 18,000 feet. So the decision height will be 239. And that is pretty much it. The approach speed of 128 and full flap configuration. Go back to looking outside and enjoying the view. We've got a few miles before we begin our descent. So as soon as we level out, we're going to begin our descent. We're going to go down to an initial altitude of 9,000 feet. That should put us where we want to be when we get to Kerms, and then we're going to drop another down to 8,200 after that. So style this down to 9,000. Again, the airport elevation here is 6,609 feet. There we go. So we level it out. So we're going to begin our descent. We're going to hold at 280 knots, and we're going to go down at 1,800 feet per minute. And in keeping with how we've been controlling the airspeed, throttles are going to 0. It should keep us relatively close to that 280 mark. See the edges of the canyon. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but I think you can see it ahead in the haze. So I don't need to turn off or turn on the train. We're pretty flat here. We're not going in any valleys. And I don't have to worry about the weather radar because it is, except for that little thin cloud layer off in the horizon there, it is clear. Which is what they said in the matter. So in here we should make a right turn. We should be on the 12-mile DME arc for the VOR. So I'm going to push the VOR in 113.1. So if we go to RadNav and 113.1, we'll throw that in there. That might pop up now as GCN. Yeah, GCN. And we turn on the VOR, or the VOR. There we go. We are just under 50 miles from the airport now. And we're going to increase descent a little bit. Of course, if we were in a Boeing, I could do a flight level change and it would peg it at that 280 and then adjust the pitch to maintain that speed. But this is fine. Kind of a better way to work it. So 30 miles to go. Got 11,000 feet. Steepen it slightly. Alright, we're coming up for 19,000, so we're going to want 3011 as we pass through. .3011. Come on. Set and cross-checked. 9,000 feet to go. And we're going to want to be doing 240 by the time we start to slow down. So 20 miles to go. I'm going to go to a little bit on the air brakes. If we go to our VOR page, you can see the VOR is now pointing to the airfield. So the missed approach is climb up to 7,000 feet, left turn climb to 9,000 feet on a heading of 180. Outbound on the GNC VOR radial 204, direct to camera. So basically we do a climbing left turn, then head back out the way we came.
We have begun our final descent into Arizona. Flight attendants
There's the canyon.
in the cabin to select any track one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position.
The western edge
Please also
anyway.
store any
Alright,
carry-on items
seatbelt
either
signs
in the
are
seat back
on.
pocket or under the seat luggage seat. The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
So I'm going to turn the landing systems on because we are getting close and we do have a higher elevation here. Miles to go. A little bit more on the speed brake. Start getting that speed down. I'd like to be down to 9,000 feet by the time we hit Amory. Seven miles to go. Feet to go. Speed's coming back. Feet's coming up, so lights will go on, taxi light will come on. Four miles, 10,000 feet. Starting to pull out, throttle's coming up, back into climb. And speed brake is coming in. And armed, we're making that turn. We are now in approach mode. Speed coming back. So this is our turn towards that point. And when we start making that left, we will do the ILS intercept. So you can now come down to 8,200. And this more or less has it on us on the arc going in. So, approach mode is active. I'm turning for the ILS. Speed brake is armed. Auto brakes are armed. A little bit of hesitation there. See the canyon there? Airport in sight. All right, flaps 1. Holding at 8,200. Speed starting to come down. Localizers coming in. Sting the back.
Camera crew, please.
8 miles out. Flaps 2. Diamond 1 above, gear down. Gear down, 3 green, glide slope captured, flaps 3. Slight headwind, but it is dying down. Five miles out, flaps full. Landing gear check down, autopilot as required. Go around altitude is set. Auto thrust as required. Landing memo, no blue. Landing speed is managed.
1,000. 1,000. Above. 300. Minimum.
Landing. Slight bounce. Versus green. Holding around the center line. $60 knots. Reversers off. We're going to exit up here at Charlie. Auto brakes disengaged.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Arizona. The local time is 11:08 a.m. and it's currently about 47 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination, we thank you for flying with us. If you're making a connection, we encourage you to check your itinerary to ensure a smooth continuation of your journey.
Going down here to the terminal. The fuel truck playing chicken with us. All right, and here we are. Pull up. There we go. Parking brake comes on. So, parking brake's on, thrust levers are at idle. Ground contact has been made. Ground operations is required. Electrical power. They have plugged us in, so we are now on ground power. APU will go off, engines will come off, flight sim will go to the logbook, go back in, oop. Beacon light will come off, seatbelt signs will come off. Along with those, we'll leave the nav lights on, taxi lights off, exterior lights as required, pitot heat will come on, fuel pumps will come off. Anti-ice is off. Flight director landing systems will come off. Autopilot or auto throttles and approach mode will come off. Beacon lights off. ECAM systems, we're good there. Wheels page, brake temperatures. I don't know why they're reading so hot. They shouldn't be. Oop. Put those down. I don't know. And the deers are good, avionics are good, no smokings, and the rest of the signs. That's us here in the Grand Canyon. Guys, hope you enjoyed. Let's pop outside. And we'll take a look around this airport. They must get a lot of private traffic in. Looking at the field. And off to the north. In the distance there, you can see is the canyon itself. Thanks for joining us. If you like what I do, please consider liking and subscribing. Hit the like button, throw a notification on there. Hey, leave a comment. I'll answer any questions you have, and always love to chat with you guys. We'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.